In studio with us tonight is a man to speak on a very timely topic. It is Marc Simon. He is a BGSU poli-sci professor, also the director of Peace and Conflict Studies at Bowling Green State University. And of course, we are talking about what has happened with Osama bin Laden being taken out by a U.S. operation. The initial reaction for most of us is surprise, and then, you know, in some form, celebration. Oh, this guy they've been looking for forever is now not trouble anymore. But is this overall a good thing for the U.S.? I mean, what's going to happen to safety and terrorism in the near future, do you think?
Well, it's a good thing for the U.S., for the world. You know, a major mass murder is gone. But we do need to be concerned because even though Al-Qaeda, you know, I believe is really quite weakened even before this, it's likely that given the nature of terrorism, it only takes a couple of people to have some kind of revenge attack occur, and I don't expect anything big, but you know, we really should be on our guard for the next few weeks.
Do you think Osama bin Laden has been an important leadership figure lately, or has he been out of the picture for a while?
I think in a lot of ways he's a man of the past, but he's a really important symbol. I think, you know, from the reaction in the U.S., you can see he's been an important symbol for us. I think American people are really happy about this. But I think in the Arab world, you know, he's a sort of charismatic leader who helped recruit people into Al-Qaeda, but he hasn't been part of their operational structure for a long time. And honestly, the major thing that's hurt Al-Qaeda, in addition to, you know, U.S. forces attacking them for 9 years, is the Arab Spring. I mean, the fact that people have gotten together in the Arab world and done what Al-Qaeda always said it wanted to do, get rid of dictators. It's totally undermined their argument. You know, in the past, they said, you know, the only way to get rid of your dictator is to go with Al-Qaeda and use our terrorist methods. And people have taken to the streets using nonviolence, and, you know, in Tunisia and Egypt and in several other countries, they're working at this. And I think that has really made Al-Qaeda no longer a global threat.
That's a very good point, and something that I hadn't heard anyone else say today. Let's switch now to what this means for President Obama. He's managed to do something that hasn't been done all these years, you know, that we were trying to do under the Bush administration. What do you think this means for his presidency, for his re-election, for his reputation in history?
Well, first of all, you know, the sort of rally around the flag effect that happens all the time when an event like this occurs will happen. Obama's numbers are going to go up, his approval rating, for the next few weeks. George Bush got a bump when Saddam Hussein was captured. You're going to see Obama get a bump. That'll fade. But I do think there's something here that he'll be able to have a little more credibility, especially, you know, with the right and with people who are more hawkish, that he accomplished something that George Bush wasn't able to do. That, you know, he's not going to be someone that people are going to be able to call weak on defense as easily.
So it gives him a little foreign policy clout?
It gives him a little more clout, a little bit more stature, I suppose. It makes him less vulnerable to the typical kinds of critiques that Democrats face.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming in and helping us to analyze this very enormous development in U.S. history.
You're welcome.
We appreciate your time. Marc Simon, professor at BGSU. That's tonight's Talk Back.